Hello, in this video I'm going to be painting the Prefab Alpha Kit by TT Combat. This is my first time painting a miniature on camera and this is by no means a tutorial, but I do hope that this video may provide you with some inspiration to help you paint your terrain pieces. Now I'm no painting expert and some of the techniques I use probably aren't the best, and this is only my second time painting a piece of terrain anyway, but I hope you find this video at least enjoyable. Just a quick note as well that I noticed whilst editing, my autofocus on my camera was kind of all over the place in this, and for that I apologise, but I hope you can enjoy the video nonetheless. So I first started off with a black base coat using a spray primer. From there I gave the building an all over base coat of grey. I didn't use any model paints for this part, as to cover the entire thing in Citadel paint would have cost way too much. Instead, all I did was get some cheap craft paint, just a mix of some black and some white and a little bit of water just to thin it down a bit. I gave it 2 thin coats with this mix to make sure I got proper coverage but to not obscure any of the details. Me being the amazing filmmaker that I am, completely forgot that my camera has an automatic cut-off for 20 minutes, so I didn't actually capture the second coat of the base coat. However, the camera angle wasn't that good anyway, so we're not really losing much. The next step is the details. So for the majority of the details, I used a thinned mix of Citadel's Mephiston Red. I used this on all the intricate lines across the buildings. All the sticky outy bits. All of the windows. And of course the door. So this is where we are so far. Now it's time to move on to the roof. So for the roof I just painted some of the bigger panel details in with the same Mephiston Red. And once again my camera's autofocus didn't like this bit, it just kept trying to focus on my hand. You may have noticed throughout different points of this video that you can see my phone in the corner playing a YouTube video. I'm the type of hobbyist that likes to watch something or listen to something whilst I'm painting. I then added a drop of Corex white onto what appeared to be a light on the panel by the door. I used this white for a base coat so I can later come in and add a small drop of ultramarines blue to replicate a light. I definitely add way too much paint there. I do come back in later and touch it up, and there's no shame in having to touch up your models, I do it quite often. You can even see me doing it here, fixing grey where I'd gone over it with a little bit of red by accident. And after all your touches are done, it's time to go into my favourite step, washing. Now for washes I keep it really simple. I do a 50-50 mix of Agrex Earthshade and water, and I just dollop it on. I just put loads of it on and spread it around, get it all nice and thick in some areas, thin in other areas. Some people would say it's not very accurate, it's not very professional, but I personally really like how it looks. And finally, once you're finished with your wash, it's time to move on to the dry brush. For those of you that don't know, dry brushing is when you fill your brush with paint and then rub most of it off on a paper towel. You then glide the brush across the model and it just catches the edges, creating nice light worn details. Just like I do with my washes, I do this quite exaggerated as I prefer the look. Again, some people might not like it, but it's how I like to do it. And for me personally, when painting a model, these are the steps I use. I base coat, I detail, I wash, I dry brush. That's how I keep it simple, I like how it looks. You know, it's not going to win any awards, but it's tabletop ready in my opinion. So let's have a look at the final product. And I mean, in my opinion, this is pretty great. You know, like I say, it's not going to win any awards, but it's definitely tabletop ready and I'm more than happy with it.